it is slightly crowded in number 10 Downing Street, but let me tell you, I have no plans to move house. I just want to make that clear. Thank you, High Commissioner, for your kind words. And can I say a very big thank you again to Neasden Temple for bringing this extraordinary and beautiful display and all of the sweets that you have brought for us here in number 10 Downing Street. Thank you very much, Neasden Temple. I will always remember that occasion last year when I spoke to, I think, 4,000 people in Neasden Temple, and I thought so carefully about every word and every phrase. I wanted to get it right, but I know that all anyone can remember is Samantha's sari, and they remember nothing about what I said. But a very happy Diwali, Shubh Diwali to everybody who is here. It is the time, the Festival of Lights, the time when we think of the triumph of good over evil, of light over dark. But I think also a time when British Hindus and Jains also think of the importance of family and the importance of community. And those are values that you bring to Britain, values we need more of in our country, and you have made a huge contribution to our nation. And that was really the three things I just wanted to mention tonight. First of all is the contribution that British Hindus and Jains make to our country. Over 800,000 British Hindus, perhaps 20,000 Jains. And when I look around, whether it is politics, whether it's business, whether it's arts, the sports in our country, you can see the scale of the contribution. And every year, I say this, but every year I mean it. There's still more to do. It is great that when we look around politics, we can see British Hindus like Shailesh Vala, like Donna Popat, like Alok Sharma, like Keith Vaz. We see people at the top of our politics, but I want to see more. In the House of Commons, in the House of Lords, I want to see more at the top of our military, more at the top of our judiciary, playing the fullest possible part in British life. But you're certainly making a huge contribution, and it's a contribution that we should celebrate tonight. The second thing we should celebrate, I think, is our history, our shared history. Obviously, we can think of the contribution that people have made, British Hindus have made, coming from all over the world. Because, of course, it's not just coming from India, but coming from Kenya, coming from Uganda, coming from so many parts of the world. But perhaps particularly this year, we think of the 100th anniversary of the First World War, where over 1 million people from the subcontinent, from India, served in the armed forces and made such a contribution, winning medal after medal, VC after VC, and we celebrate that this year. And it's quite right that we do. The huge contribution that India made to that great struggle, and a struggle to prevent the domination of Europe and to fight for freedom. But I think perhaps above all, what we should think about during this festival of Diwali is the importance of values. Because to me, that is more than anything else what the British Indian community bring to our country. That belief in family, that belief in community, the belief in enterprise, the belief in serving others above yourself. I think it's very fitting that in the next few months we will be unveiling in Parliament Square a statue to a great Indian, Mahatma Gandhi, and we'll be unveiling that statue in Parliament Square. And he made that brilliant statement that so many politicians have borrowed, but I think to good use, which is when he said, if you want to find yourself, so often the best way to do so is to lose yourself in the service of others. One of the many, many wise things that Gandhi said. But I was doing a little work because I try to bring up my 3 children. I'm glad they're not here right now because otherwise the tray of sweets would be decimated. But we all try and teach our children good values. And I was looking at the values that Hindus celebrate and the goals of life. And it's such a good way to bring up your children, talking of dharma, virtue and duty. Not always as present as it should be in public life, but it is present and it must be. Thinking of karma, pleasure and fulfillment. Thinking of moksha, liberation and release. And thinking of artha, I hope I've got that right, which is thinking about your career, your skills, thinking of those things together. Good, strong values that we should teach our children. And so often, when we look at each other's religions, we can find values and lessons and morals that are so valuable for our children, for our future. So very happy Diwali to everyone here, to all of Britain's Hindus, all of Britain's Jains, to British Sikhs who are currently celebrating Bandi Chai. We should also, very warm welcome. We also, of course, have our Vaisakhi party here in number 10 Downing Street, and I look forward to that again next year. But above all, at this time of this great festival, let us celebrate the commitment that British Indians make to our country. Let us celebrate the history of the relationship between our peoples and our countries. And of course, let us think of the values that unite us as we strive to bring up our children, to strengthen our families, to strengthen our societies, and build a better world. You're hugely welcome here tonight, and thank you for all you do for our country. Thank you very much indeed.